in the moment. So we've all been through a lot in our lives, and I've certainly had my fair share of challenges, but my superpower is my resilience, and that's what I share with you. So tonight, it's if you're not feeling very resilient, if you're feeling like that's the last thing I can do is bounce back, I've had too much happen to me, or I'm really stuck in this experience. What are some things that you can do in the fourth day of the resilience challenge to try to help you move to the next level in your life? And the first thing I would recommend is that you've got to trust yourself. Are you perfect? No, that would be horribly boring. None of us are perfect, but you've got to trust yourself. One of the things that can hold all of us back is fear of the unknown, fear of trying something new. And what I find when that's an issue is that we need to trust our ability to think through a problem, even if we've made mistakes in the past. Even if you look back and you think, man, I really blew that, but I've learned from it and I know I can do better. When we stop trusting ourselves, resilience goes out the window because we question everything, right? Should I have slept that late? Should I have eaten that food? Should I go on this trip? I don't trust my own judgment. Where do I land? And all it takes is the flip of a switch in your mind. Trust yourself because you're the only one that knows what you've been through. You're the only one that can persevere. And it's up to us. It's up to us to change our lives. And resilience is the key to cracking the code. Have you ever tried a business that didn't work? You need resilience. Have you ever been in a relationship that didn't work? You need resilience. That is going to be the foundational building block that's going to let you leverage every other training, every other piece of knowledge, every other hard lesson or easy lifestyle that you've had. Resilience is going to get you there. And the first step is trusting yourself. The second step is going to be to develop self awareness. This may sound repetitive, but it's not. Self awareness is when you're really getting clear on how you feel and why you feel that way. This is a superpower in and of itself. If you realize that you have certain triggers, right? When people are disrespectful or condescending to you, it really triggers you to go back at them. One of my triggers is incompetence. Is when people purposely don't do a good job, when they're lazy, or when they just choose not to put effort behind something when a mission is really critical. And it took me years to realize that 9 times out of 10, that really wasn't my business. Even though I cared about the cause, even though I cared about the mission, even though something was really important to me personally, and I was doing a great job in my lane, when other people were messing their lane up, sometimes it's my issue, but a lot of the times it wasn't. And so learning that is a trigger for me and that I tend to be really reactive to that, I was able to be self-aware about it and kind of have an internal dialogue about it. Am I in a leadership position where I should be addressing this? If yes, then go for it, but do it from a neutral position where you're being objective. Don't do it from where you realize you're coming from, which is your fear and your trigger that they're somehow undermining the significance of a mission. So be self aware, manage your feelings. If you've been told the same piece of feedback over and over and over again in different jobs, in different situations, take that to heart and see what you can learn from it. See how you can pivot and do better. The next thing is to have realistic expectations. One of the biggest things I deal with as an entrepreneur is people getting really excited about a shiny object in entrepreneurial world and saying, yay, I'm really excited. How long do you think it'll take me to earn $100,000 doing this? Well, it took me 5 years to get my first business to $100,000. It takes time. Now, that's not always the case, of course, but being reasonable with your expectations, whether it's with a business, a friendship, a relationship, a child, or your own goals, can really help you gain success really quickly. We've all heard about that book where the military gentleman will say, make your bed first thing in the morning, and it sets the tune for the rest of your day because you've got that endorphin rush of achieving something great. This is very similar. When you say, okay, my expectations are I'm going to help 5 people become notaries this month, or I'm going to help 5 people get on the 11-day jumpstart that's going to help set them up for success in their health and their life, that's a reasonable goal. And then you can track it. You can measure what your activity is. Am I doing a good job doing this? Is what I'm doing working? Do I need to pivot? But when you set reasonable expectations, you stop lying to yourself and undermining yourself. Let's talk about diet culture in this example. If I were to have said in the last Jumpstart, My goal is get to my goal weight in 11 days. That would have been wildly unreasonable. My goal was to decrease inflammation. I was able to lose 5.8 pounds. I call that Charlie plus. If you've met my New Yorkie Charlie, he weighs 5 pounds. So now my next goal for the next 11-day jumpstart that starts February 6th, everybody's welcome to join us. You're happy to message me the word I'm in or jumpstart, and I'll give you the information. You can see if you're interested. If not, absolutely no big deal. But my next goal is to lose 5 pounds again, but to deal with inflammation again. It's not, again, my big long term fitness goal. I realize that's going to take 3 months, 90 days is what I'm giving myself, and I'm focused on it. That's a very realistic expectation for me to achieve. So when we set unrealistic expectations, we teach ourselves not to trust ourselves, right? I'm going to rank up 5 levels in my business by next month. It's probably not realistic. And so when you don't make it, how does that feel? But if you say, I'm going to make sure I do the activities that I know are income producing every single day for 30 days straight, that you can measure. And those expectations are all on you. That will still produce the results as an entrepreneur you're looking for. I hope you can kind of see the difference. Now, if you're needing some support around self-awareness, you know I always highly recommend BetterHelp. I've put my link here so that you can get a free week of help if that's something that is what you'd like to pursue. I think it's the most affordable option of therapies that I found. It's been really helpful for me. I've used it in times that I've been struggling, and I've also been used it in times where I'm really growing. So getting therapy isn't always about being really low and struggling. I certainly recommend it if that's the case, but it can also be about, I'm about to face a lot of growth right now. I want to make sure I navigate that and don't lose my head. How do I best do it? How do I remain myself? The other thing I've included here is that making these 3 changes and focusing on your own resilience with honesty and clarity is going to change your life. It's really going to change your life. I'm not exaggerating. If you're the type of person that hits a wall and feels completely defeated, and you're like, why did I let that defeat me? If somebody tells you no in your business or your life and it ruins your whole day, this is for you because you are amazing. But life isn't all yeses. Life isn't all simplicity. Life isn't all easy, but it is so worth it. And you are the only you that we have. We need your skills. We need your intelligence. We need your special sauce because you're the only one with it. So, resilience is how we can succeed in every endeavor in our life because resilience gives us the perspective, the positivity, and the focus we need to continue moving forward with our goals, our happiness, our balance, and being the best person that we can be ourselves. Of course, if you're not in my Resilient Successful Lifestyle Facebook group, I invite you to jump in there. There's tons of free resources in the guide section and great opportunities to just have positive conversations and get more messages like this because half of the battle is right up here. Actually, more than half of the battle is right up here, and I'm right there with you. So I'm your resilience guide. You don't ever have to feel like you need to figure it out by yourself. We'll figure it out together. I hope the rest of your evening is light and easy. I hope you're staying warm out there in this wild weather, and I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow live around 5. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I love you guys.